Welcome to the Art of Money podcast with Art McPherson.
And thanks for checking out the Art of Money podcast. My name is Mark Owens alongside Art McPherson and Luke McCarty. All the information for the McPherson Financial Group, you can find it at theartofmoneyradio.com. Art McPherson, at what age should retirees maybe consider switching their savings to an annuity plan to help make their money last? There was an article in FT Advisor that found someone at the age of 60 could be happier if they chose a simple drawdown. But the same research shows that a 67-year-old retiree could be happier overall with an annuity. So what have you found when it comes to annuities and the drawdown with your clients?
The biggest drawdown with annuities typically is the time frame. You're going to enter into a contract with an insurance company for a period of time, and they're telling you how long they want to hold the money. So they're going to make money off of you by investing your money in different strategies. The advantage you get with an annuity: you can have lifetime income. You can have guarantee of principal. You know, there's a lot of good guarantees that come with them. You just have to be careful. Typically here at the office, if we're going to use annuities in the portfolio, we do it by laddering. So we'll have annuities that are laddered through different various maturities. So that way, if we're putting $400,000 or $500,000 in annuities, we've got maybe a 3-year solve, 4-year solve, 5-year solve, 6 and 7. So we've got money coming at different maturity points, so people don't have their money tied up too long. We just don't like the long-term annuity strategies where people's money are tied up. Once you get out there for a 10-year period, which a lot of annuities are a 10-year period, a lot can change with interest rates. A lot can change with inflation, and your money's tied up. So we don't like our clients having money tied up that long.
And this may sound kind of like a simplistic question, but as we start to roll into 2022, is there a specific time of the year that's better to work with annuities or put together a plan for annuities?
No. I mean, annuities are just an instrument. It depends on the type of annuity. A lot of the business we do is with indexed annuities. So your performance or your interest is going to be derived from the performance of the index. In a sense, it's a little bit easier if it's a December annuity because it's year to date kind of numbers. It's easier to kind of track and follow how the S&P do for the year. I know. Where if you've done it in March or May or June, sometime in the summer, then you're getting a 6-month window, and then you kind of have half of one year, half of another. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, the way they work, it's just whatever period you're in that instrument, whether it's May, March, June, July, August, December, it doesn't matter. You get a 12-month running total on your interest. So however it did during that 12-month period.
772-281-5223. If you're looking at 2022 and a list of things you want to get detailed with annuities on that list, give Art McPherson and the team a call and have that discussion about if annuity could be best for you. Again, 772-281-5223. And not to put all of our business out there, Art, but we were discussing off the air about couples and the holidays and what we've done wrong and what I've done wrong so far in trying to shop for my wife. And I appreciate some advice from Art McPherson, who is happily married, on how to keep me on the straight and narrow. But I want to talk about couples when they head into retirement, because Mandy Moore, she's the star of the hit NBC show This Is Us. Well, she paid tribute to her father, who recently retired, and she said on Instagram that her dad, Captain Don Moore, had recently reached the mandatory retirement age of 65 as a pilot for American Airlines, and he was leaving the company after 42 years. Now, her stepmom has also been with American for over 30 years as a flight attendant. So, Art, thinking about the couples who pile up savings and then one retires before the other one. So what goes into deciding the timing of when each one starts to withdraw, and what are some of the obstacles that they may face?
Affordability. So basically what we want to be able to do in retirement for anybody that walks in our office is give them a pay raise in retirement. So if they're used to $10,000 a month take home, that's what they see after all their withholding, all the deductions, paying your federal tax, paying your income tax, paying your Social Security tax, your Medicare tax, all that stuff is taken out. All your 401k contributions, any kind of work contributions you make, those are gone. What do you actually see? What do you actually live on? So then we take that budget and build from there. So in retirement, we want all of our clients, if they're used to seeing $10,000 a month to take home, we want that to be $12,000 or $13,000 a month in retirement, because what we have found, that extra $2,000 or $3,000 a month is their every day is a Saturday, like Luke likes to say.
Right.
You have no restriction on spending now, because a lot of times just by working, you're not spending as much money because you're just going to work and back and forth. About the only thing I think, though, that you really save money on in retirement is clothing. A lot of people buy a lot of nice clothes for work, and they don't have to do that anymore. You're buying more casual, leisure type clothing in retirement. But usually everything else we find, we want to have that kind of 25% increase in retirement income, so they have it for travel.
772-281-5223 or always online at artofmoneyradio.com. And Art McPherson, you often hear the term that putting your affairs in order, and we think that's only needed in the bad times. But I want you to hear this clip from advanced planning consultant Amy Pickard, who told CBS it's okay to get your affairs in order even if you're in good health.
Most people think they don't need to plan ahead because they're not rich. But regardless of income, someone has to deal with you after you're gone, organize your belongings, arrange your funeral, take care of your goldfish, etc., etc. So why would you leave your loved ones to just wing it without any instructions?
So, Art McPherson, have you seen clients who failed to prepare and they really left their family to pick up the pieces?
Unfortunately, it happens all the time. So one of the things that we try to do as part of our planning process with our clients is really start that process. The first thing we do is we take care of their investments, make sure their investments are positioned properly. Second thing we do, we start looking at taxes. Can we save them on their taxation? Then we move into the estate planning realm, where we're trying to make sure that as this money transitions throughout their retirement, how are they going to use it? And if they had an untimely death for one of them or both of them, how is that money going to be distributed? Are they using, do they have a will? The will automatically makes things probated. So a will can be great for like the things in that, no big deal there. But there's almost everything in Florida can have a beneficiary on it. So your bank accounts, checking accounts, all that kind of stuff. You can do a TOD on them. So having a TOD keeps it from having to be probated. And people just forget about that. It's just an individual account or it's a joint checking account. They both pass away. Kids can't access any of the funds. So all those accounts get frozen. They have to be probated. They can be frozen for 9 months or a year or more. And then who's paying the rent for the house or the mortgage? Who's paying the property tax? Well, that's going to have to come out of your kid's pocket until everything gets settled. And that can be a long period of time. Mm-hmm. And those can be very, very big issues and very problematic. So taking care of that ahead of time is a big deal, because you may have kids that can't afford to carry that. And then you could actually have a house go into foreclosure just because the kids can't afford to make the payments on it because they don't have it in their budget. So just crazy things like that. You wouldn't think there would be big problems, but a lot of people run into a lot of problems with estate planning.
When it comes to an estate plan, outside of like the major life-changing events like a death in the family, how often do you recommend that we make adjustments to our estate plan?
Yeah, we do it annually. So every year we're having a discussion with our clients, making sure the beneficiary arrangements are correct. Has there been any changes? Do we have somebody that's passed away? Do we want kids and grandkids included? Do we just want the kids named? How do we want this? Do we want pieces here, pieces there? Has everything been done properly? So maybe somebody has done a will or a trust. Well, the trust is good because it's a document that specifies exactly what you want to have done. However, you have to fund it. So everything that you have that's supposed to be placed in the trust needs to have the trust as a beneficiary. A lot of times people forget about that. 80% of the time, Mark, people spend the money. And in Florida, it's about $2,400 to go to an attorney to do a trust, and they don't fund it. So you have the paperwork done, but you haven't followed through because you got to get your financial group working with the legal group and also working with your CPA. Well, we can do all of that in-house here at McPherson Financial Group. So that's why we have Mark, who's the CPA here. That's why we have 2 attorneys that work here. So we can do all that real high-level planning at McPherson Financial Group.
Thanks for listening. Want more from Art McPherson of McPherson Financial Group? Find us online at artofmoneyradio.com.
We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of financial and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Securities offered through World Equity Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Investment advisory services offered through ProStatus Group, LLC. McPherson Financial Group and ProStatus Group, LLC are separate entities and are not owned or controlled by World Equity Group, Inc. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Investment financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. Art McPherson is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Arthur McPherson. Florida Insurance License number A174725.
Today's show has been a work of art.